Shut your mouth.
So yeah, so let's start with So Amazing, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Is that cool?
And just so y'all know, it's excerpts. You know, I don't pay attention well, so I only sent like a 16. But this is how it goes. I'm a blade of grass in a field of dreams. I'm a diamond amidst zirconias, if you know what I mean. The block too hot cause the world's still cold. They call it a market cause there are souls being sold. Lack of academics, the level is epidemic. The treatment is symptomatic. We dealing with bastards, addicts, nothing in that attic. Recollection is tragic, so it's hard to imagine. I'm a beautiful mess, feel like I'm in a pageant. They tote heavy metal, I pray I'm not a magnet. Black man thinking, please call off your dragnet. I spit it narcotic in control of my substances. Don't say I'm doing lines, I'm just saying sentences. Swine flu penmanship, sick as what with my gift. Hard to hold me down cause I came to uplift. I was raised on welfare, government cheese. Praying for a drought, I had high water jeans. Single parent, oldest child, raised into poverty. Mama made it sweet when the outlook sourly. Taught me how to get it even if the wage ain't hourly. Keep God first, yes, it's always the policy. I put that on her casket cause her son out his basket. About to blow his gasket, transform this tragic to the magic. Coated in Lake Placid, truth burn like acid. I'm a slave to the rhythm, I promise to be the master. I see more bull than a matador. I'm the spook that sat by the door, plotting in the corridor, victim of excessive force. I could tell you more, but back to the business. Allow me to plot our course. We went from we shall overcome to Section 8 breadcrumbs to homicide red rum. Informant must have said something. Consider this a picket sign. You witnessing a wicked rhyme. Problem with the message, hell yeah, they can get in line. Cause they will protest the progress. Nonsense. We too polished for that garbage. Stop it. They're selling souls that don't make this a market. I'm too unique. I'm starting to feel like a target. Brigadier General fraternizing with the sergeants. One and the same if we disregard the margin, but watch for the copies because they're covered in carbon. Hard to speak to the sheep because it's the message they're ignoring. Eyes wide shut, I hear these little babies snoring. Peace on that. Hey.
Now you play a few instruments, right? Or
Yes, I play self-taught on the guitar, keys, you know, a little bit. You know, I play by ear. So
okay.
Whatever's in the vibe, that's what I want to pull out.
Right. So what, I guess, were you playing music first, or were you always just a writer in that sense? Like
I approached it first with production, but I couldn't find people spitting consciousness, you know, like that would bring the beat out. You know, it's kind of like it's a two-way street. So as a producer, you need that person, that lyricist that's going to do it. And I wasn't writing at the time, and I wound up just doing it myself. You know, not to sound cliche, if you want something done, you do it yourself.
Absolutely.
So, you know, who know you better yourself.
Right. So in that way, it was out of necessity in that sense.
Yes, in a sense of I didn't choose the road, this kind of chose me type thing, because, you know, when I started writing, I used to be like, oh, this is whack. Oh, this is whack. Oh, you know, I don't want to do this, but, you know, like out of that honesty and humility, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you ain't the best, but I'm always a student in the game, no matter how good people, you know, right. You do it for the claps, do it for the boobs.
Right.
So, you know, I do it because Most High put it in me.
All right, amen. Yeah, I remember reading somewhere like LP talked about, like, you know, in terms of your career, you know, record, you know, start recording, and then, you know, your first 25, 50 songs, just throw those out because they're trash, right? Like,
right.
They're probably garbage. And so, you know, but that's part of the process, is just getting started. So with this piece in particular, So Amazing, first of all, like, the title, like, title came first, title kind of, is it one of those things like with children, kind of where you birth them and then see the personality first and then give the name? You know what I mean? Like how did that come about?
It was kind of like one inspired by Kanye's track that's So Amazing.
Okay.
But it took it to another level, because without Most High would none of this be possible. So out of all of this stuff, I, you know, just tried to, you know, paint the background of where I come from. And out of that, he still made this. because we were told that we were endangered species. And a lot of times people say they act on what you let in your spirit. I chose to, choose to get the positivity. I went the Rocky Balboa route instead of the Ivan Drago. So, I won't be on the Nautilus. We push-ups over here. So, lyrically, I had to take it there. And I was told, can't give the people something they can give back to you. You won't be respected. So, and I got that from Joe Torre. I was in the comedy game at first. That's where I honed in.
Really? Really?
Yeah, so and I don't put that on there because nobody tries to read a whole book here you go, encyclopedia. I mean, we always doing something. So you got to make sure you just keep it connected, And I'm just thankful to be up here with, I'm a fan of everybody on this panel. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So this is pretty cool.
And so, I had no idea about the comedy part of it.
Yeah.
But no. And that was probably another part of the question is being that you're a musician, I was curious, does the music come first for you with a piece like this, or what did it just, you felt it to write it, that type of thing? In this case, it was to
the beat came first
from Kanye West.
Right.
So amazing.
And I'm listening to, I listen to burning incense, and just get in tune with wherever you go for your creative juices.
Right.
A lot of times I sit and I just listen to the music, zone out. Next thing you know, it's downloading. You feel like the Matrix, Then next thing you know, stuff start coming to you, and you become an architect, and you just start building your house up. It's kind of like if an artist, you start with a blank canvas. You start putting things in, some things get thrown out, some stuff get kept.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things, and then you start really pushing it out with the flow, and it has a meaning, and it's a pendulum, so it becomes a rhythm to it. So your vocals become the instrument. So you can play the guitar and spit lyrics, but sometimes they pull from the same part of the brain, so it becomes a rhythm thing. So as long as you keep that pocket, you can spit whatever.
Yeah.
And it'll go on for days.
That's what's up. And so then I'll say this, I know for me, and I've heard other artists say the same thing, sometimes you'll get an opening line, sometimes you'll get the end of it, right? And then just you get the end and you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. And that's, you're looking up at the bottom of the hill how am I gonna get there? In this case, it's a very poignant, descriptive, metaphor. I'm a blade of grass in a field of dreams. A diamond amidst zirconia, is know what I mean? With that, I guess I'm curious, did it start that way for you? Did it just did it start at the beginning, or was it a linear piece in that way, or was there another line? Because also sometimes we create little word banks where little lines that we I'm gonna stash that away and I'm gonna put that somewhere, I don't know where, but then you get a concept, you're yo, I forgot I wrote that, I can maybe throw that in here. So is there any of that going on here, or did it really start with I'm a blade of grass in a field of dreams? It
started off with what makes me different. If we all praying to God, what makes me think He's gonna hear me if I address things just like my partner here, like her. If we all do the same thing, and you only can be you. God made you one of one. So when I say I'm a blade of grass in the field of dreams, what makes me different? And so when I focus on me being different, I'm running to my destiny. So the best way to put it is, we all the same. Going through the same different stuff, wiping with different tissue, and that's my man Spinks. But these things hang with you. So I actually built it around that. I'm a blade of grass in the field of dreams. Nothing is more different from me chasing my dream. You got to do you. So I'm going to do me, and that's how we're going to make sure this thing gets right. But what I try to do is I try to empower through the work. I'm from old school. I'm 42. So I'm a hip-hop grandfather right now. So we look different. We might not have the gray hair, but that don't mean we not elder. You know? Right. So it's some stuff that they gave us a long time ago, and I just happen to look like I didn't go through it. So, I'm from Detroit as well, East Side. We've been in a recession since the 70s. So it's real in the field. Just caught up to y'all now. The other community you have wasn't experiencing it, but this has been my life, my whole life. So it's always been survival. So when we write to live, that's what we have to do. And what changed my whole thing with this, I was on a cruise ship with one of the radio stations down here with Joyce Littell, and a lady that had a chart. She couldn't speak. She didn't have a tongue. She was spelling out my name in her chart, and I'm looking like, hey, what's up?
Right.
You know, I was like, she can't speak, she doesn't have a tongue.
Right.
And you know, like tears in your eyes. So then you'd be like, you know, you talk to able-bodied people all day long that's missing the message. Who you think it's for. Your sheep is whoever you go in the pasture. When you move that crowd, that's MC, same thing. Them your sheep. You move the crowd, like, yo, you move to where they can hear something.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing with your work.
Those that have an ear.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's survival. Yeah. They told heavy metal, I'm afraid I'm not a magnet. That's,